Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today I'm going to be showing you the future of Dota, and more importantly, the future of Jungle Venomancer. You guys know here on the gameleap channel, we like to spread the plague. I want to make sure that everyone on the server at some point or another has played Jungle Veno. Everyone on every server is what I mean. Literally everyone, because this hero is unbelievable, it's insanely broken, and it's better than ever at jungling. The new patch, specifically the Facet Plague Carrier, which gives Plague Wards the ability to be attached to allies, including yourself, and gives you 3 charges, is obscenely good for jungling because you can transport them from camp to camp. Previously, you'd have to put the Plague Ward down on the ground. Then, when you went to the next camp, you wouldn't necessarily be able to use the old Plague Wards. So, without further ado, let's get into Seb's Jungle Veno. I've seen a lot of different versions, but I think his is the most consistent and the most legit. On top of that, go sign up to the gameleap website, guys. I'm posting new content over there almost every day, and I'll see you there. What's pretty cool is for the first minute of the game, he's playing like a normal Veno position 5. This is very standard gameplay. He skills Gale, right? He bought a bunch of tangos, he bought branches. He's playing normal. He bought a sentry, he's blocking camps, he's doing everything you would expect a normal high win rate Venomancer to do. Nothing new here, nothing special. At level 2, he skills Poison Sting. So he's not even looking to leave the lane immediately. Now, to be honest, guys, you can jungle from level 1 on Veno. It is completely viable. I honestly think I can get to 11k playing strictly just jungle Veno. You think I'm kidding? I actually am not kidding. Okay, besides the point, let's move on ahead to when he's really jungling. So, unblocking camps, basically sitting in the lane till he's level 3. Can you jungle earlier than that? Absolutely. But honestly, it's nice to get your carry a few levels, kind of help them out with the early waves, let them get their boots, you know, so on and so on. It's definitely helpful. Okay, so starting here, minute 4, here we go. You're just going to put the Plague Wards generally on your head. I don't know why he put one of them on the ground. That's very bizarre. But this indicator here keeps track of how many Plague Wards are on your head. So he puts 4 on his head now. And as you can see, you jungle really, really fast because now you get to kill the camp. And previously, you'd be like, okay, I farmed this Mud Golem camp. I just used 150 mana to farm it, 160, whatever the number is, and now I can't use the Plague Wards anymore. Obviously, that is no longer the case. You get to transport those Plague Wards to the next camp, and you can see he's even dragging camps together at this point because of how fast it actually is. And this is with a point in Gale. This isn't nearly as fast as it can be because you could have 2 points in Plague Wards, which substantially increases the damage. It's more than a 50% increase on the damage on Plague Wards, and so you can see, just buys a Clarity, buys Sage's Mask. You do need mana to sustain this, and the boots are very important as well, because the boots are going to give you the ability to kite the camps without just completely eating the damage. And yeah, he's still looking at the side lanes. He's honestly like trying to play the game, but I'm going to be real, guys. I actually think that the best play most of the time is just to ignore what's happening. Your main timing is going to be level 6, and let's move to that. Alright, and after seriously jungling, and I'm not kidding, I skipped a full minute and a half of just jungling, no laning, he's level 6. This game, unfortunately, he isn't able to get some sort of explosive kill on his level 6 timing, which is what you want to do. You want to watch the map and go do something. Basically, whoever's furthest up in their lane, go click ult, it's minute 8, it's probably going to kill them. He ends up walking in here and dropping the ult on the Tinker. Unfortunately, either Leshrac was too low or didn't believe in him, I don't know, but they don't get the kill. But usually, that first ulti will result in a kill, and it's going to help you repay your team for the time you've taken to jungle. Now, in terms of items, the most consistent build I've absolutely seen every single time is Mech. You do have mana problems on this hero, it's actually something you have to be wary about. As he drops the ulti mid, you're really good at defending towers because you're Venomancer. But the most consistent build is Mech. You definitely have mana problems, and so after the Mech, I personally suggest always buying Wand, and then buying Clarities, as well as a Blood Grenade. I think just stacking all these small items after you get the Mech is the best way to play the game, because now you're online. You're going to be level 8 when most of the enemy supports are level 6, 5, or even 4 in some games. And I'm not kidding, he's level 8 right now, which means he has a really crazy Poison Sting and max Plague Wards, and he's against a level 6 Phoenix, almost level 7, and a level 6.5 Treant. Right? And you're just going to be naturally stronger than these heroes because you're going to have a full mech. Look at his net worth. He's higher than his offlaner, and yes, that's partially because he's griefing the offlaner. Not that hard, though. I know people are going to watch this video and say, no, he's having no impact. It's like, yeah, but it really isn't that big of a deal, especially from minute like 5 to 8. A lot of the time, you can't even help your offlaner, right? Like, especially if you're under leveled. You just can't. You're typically going to waste time anyway. So you might as well get to level 8 in that time frame. Now, at this point in the game, this is definitely where I disagree with Seb to some extent. Now, the enemy team's burst damage is absolutely pitiful. There's almost an 100% chance if he gets gone on, he'll get off his ulti and his Greaves, so he doesn't really need HP in this game. But let's say you're against like Skywrath Mage, or you're against some sort of like Bling Stun, maybe you're against like a Primal Beast. There's a really good chance if you're against burst damage like this, you need a wand and like a fluffy hat that's going to build in some sort of Force Staff so that you don't just die from full, because 1100 HP is not that great. The only reason he's even this high HP is because of Seeds to Serenity, the most broken neutral item in all of Dota 2. But yeah, this team fight right here is a great example of just why having this early Greaves is so strong. He gets all in by the Phoenix, dispels one of the Fire Spirits, which gets reapplied in this instance. Then he's able to kind of just walk it off, he's fine. From there, he drops a very impactful ulti. He's level 9, he can continue to place Plague Wards, but most importantly was the first thing that happened there. He got gone on, was able to live, strictly because he has Guardian Greaves and a Dispel, and then they turn the fight. Now from there, Seb decides that the way to solve his mana problems is through a Null Talisman. By the way, he also skips his 10 talent. I very much agree with this, just max Poison Sting. But yeah, he decides to go for a Null Talisman into a Drums. He's going to pick up the Robe of Magi for the Drums to get a little bit more mana here. However, what I will say is that I think that the best item in most cases is going to be a Solar Crest, because that's going to give you the HP pool to, once again, frontline. Or if the enemy team is all magic damage, you can pick up a Glimmer. But personally, I feel that Drums, while it is a good option, isn't necessarily the best tank item. I don't mind it if you buy the Belt of Strength, but he's really prioritizing his mana pool here. So I don't know. I would lean away from what he's doing. I just think being tanky is very, very important. You do want to bait and often get gone on as Veno jungle or Veno support, but he's not really looking to do that, at least not right now. Now from there, just remember guys, as the game progresses, don't stop farming. It actually gets 10 times faster as your levels progress, as Poison Sting and Plague Wards of course get better. Another thing as well is that he skips his talent entirely, which I agree. The Poison Sting health regen reduction, it reads really well, but it only works on HP regen. It doesn't work on mech, magic wand, bottle, it doesn't work on these things. And so you need to make sure you know that, so that you don't just skill it, thinking like, oh, I'm countering the IO. Like, you're really not. You're really not countering the IO. You're countering tangos, or a healing salve, not IO. And what I love so much about this hero is the fact that when the game progresses, there's always something to do. Something that people complain a lot about is just the inability to make plays, like their team is AFK and they feel like they can't have impact as a support. And there's just no excuse with Veno, which is why the hero is so powerful. It has a pretty solid laning stage early on, and then with this ability, this facet, you can jungle, like, and it's a very real thing. I think people are going to look at this and say, this is another gameleap meme. It's not. It's legit. I think this can be used in the pro scene. Obviously, I think there are ways to do it better than others. For instance, if I was to pick something like Veno jungle, I would want to make sure that my safe laner is a very self-sustaining hero, right? It could even be a second offlaner if I really need some sort of like tanky beef guy who can sit in the lane. Maybe a Dragonite, maybe a Night Stalker. Whatever it is, something to just stay alive when I leave. And you don't have to leave forever. I just played against a Veno jungle at a pub, and I tried to gank him while he was jungling, and the Plague Wards destroy, because you have like 7 on your head. So you can walk up to the offlaner with 7 Plague Wards on your head and go on him, and you will often kill it. Like, this hero does not have to AFK jungle. Right? So if your guy needs a little bit of help, just a little bit of damage to get a kill, you can absolutely show up and still have impact that way. In terms of his later items, I think he buys some kind of weird stuff. I mean, he buys an Orchid, which, I mean, it's okay. I personally would have liked to see a Yules against Tinker. You can dispel this defense matrix, which is really important nowadays. Otherwise, he blinks when you try to kill him. That's really annoying. So maybe I would have liked to see that. I also like the idea of Solar Crest against the Slardar. He already bought Pipe, which is fantastic here. The Pipe, obviously, against Darkseer and Phoenix and Treant. That's nice. And he could have also went something like Lotus this game to deal with the Axe from Tinker, or the minus armor from Slardar, or even, you know, an Overgrowth from Treant Protector. But yeah, that's going to be all for today's video. I thought you guys would enjoy this, because it's a really cool strategy, fun strategy, and it's sort of new. Like, I don't think people have done something like this in a long time. And it's very viable. Like, I genuinely believe this is one of the best supporting strategies in the game. People are going to disagree with me on that. Whatever. I'm rank 170 in Europe. I have definitely some good ideas. I understand the game. And I can tell you that this one, it makes sense. It's just too fast. Yes, you're not helping your team for, let's say, 4 to 5 minutes, but but you're getting so much out of those 4 to 5 minutes that when you come back into the game with a 2 or 3 level advantage and a full item advantage on every other support, you're going to have impact. All right, it's gonna be all. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the gameleap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.